What's going on, everybody? Oh, another video. We're on a roll here. We're getting these videos pumped out, guys. All right, this one is not so much, I'm not bringing a new product table. This is kind of me going over how to mount our Hobie mount to an A-trail. I've had some questions. So the Hobie A-trail or the Hobie Universal plate, this bad boy right here, we take our plate here and it can mount it to here, and then what it does is it helps adapt your Anchor Wizard to the Hobie A-trail. I'm gonna go through how to mount our piece here to this piece here. It won't require much tools, but I'll get right into it and what you need. All right, guys, real quick before I get into mounting the plate down to the Hobie A-trail plate, Universal plate. The first thing I want to say is, like, these are the bolts that come with our A-trail. There are extra bolts there. You can technically use our thumb screws for the anchoring system itself that come with it, but we throw extras in there just in case. And all you really need for this job is a 1/4-inch drill, obviously a drill, our Hobie mounting plate, also the Hobie Universal plate, and then I would want a pencil as well, because I'm gonna show you how to stencil this and what holes to use in this, because there's different patterns. What holes to use in this to mount onto here, and you're gonna want a pencil to mark out the holes and make it more accurate for yourself. And I'm gonna go right into that right now. So there's two different bolt patterns. This will actually work with a feel-free universal mounting plate as well. That's what a lot of these big holes are in here, is to fit the bolts down into for that plate. However, we're not gonna be using that. We don't need to use that bolt pattern. So the bolt pattern that the bolt pattern that we made for the Hobie Universal plate is these 4 holes are here. This one down here, and then the pair down at the other end as well. I'll mark those on the screen so you can see which ones. I'll mark all 4 of them actually. So you're going to want to use those. So when you're putting it down onto the plate, you're going to want to stencil those 4 holes. You can technically use these ones, but we like the wider pattern. We find that it gives it a little bit of wider footprint. I don't think it matters much in this scenario, but we just put it on there just in case. It just was a preference on our end. Okay, now we got our Hobie Universal plate right here, and we have our plate as well. The next step, what I'm going to go into doing is marking the holes. You can use multiple different tools. I'm going to use a pencil, for instance. You can also use like a nail, something sharp that you can get down in the holes and make some sort of mark on the plate with. So when I go to do that, the best way I found, you're going to want to put these 2 holes to the back. You can do it the other way. That's not going to be a problem. I think that it just eliminates, if you have the holes back here, it gets covered up. It's a little better, but again, it's all preference. I'm going to flip it over. And what I like to do is kind of just start lining it up on here, about right there. You're trying to find the distance between there and there. Then what I do is I'm gonna pick the plate up, basically slide the plate to me, flip it over, and then you can make an adjustment. You can actually line it up pretty good right here to the back if you can see that. You just kind of square it up a little bit. And when you get it squared where you want it, again, we're going to use this hole, this hole, this hole, and the hole underneath my thumb. Just take a pencil or whatever you prefer. I just kind of start spinning it in the hole. You can spin it, and it doesn't matter if it moves. Once you spin it, you're going to remove the plate, and you could just see a mark. And that's okay. You're only going to want to do 1 hole to start, because you're going to want to do hole by hole. And the reason for that is you're going to do a hole. You're going to bolt your plate down to it. And then you're gonna put your plate back on, mark your next hole, take the plate off, and then drill that hole, and then you can drill the other 2 holes. And one warning, guys, don't drill into this plate, because you'll pull the threads out of it. So you're gonna want to put it on and take it off, and put it on and take it off to get the most accurate measurements. Now, if you just want to go through and mark each hole, you can do that. Just be warned that sometimes if the plate moves a little bit, the bolt hole pattern might be off. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my drill. I'm gonna take my drill with my 1/4-inch drill bit, or 1/4-inch drill, and I'm just gonna kind of place it in the hole, and then I'm gonna start slow, just get something going. You can start seeing the plastic. I just kind of go really slow. There's no need to push hard. The drill should do all the work. Just try not to poke it through and hit yourself in the hand, like I've probably done a million times. There it goes. Now that that's in, kind of clean the hole out a little bit. Get rid of all that. All right, guys, now you got your first hole. Perfect. So now, what I was saying is you put this on here. Find your first hole just like that. Should line up pretty good. You take a bolt. Whoop. You take a bolt here. Just get it started into the hole. Once you get it started, should go in there. Like I say, this is plastic, so it's gonna go a little. It's not gonna go like normal steel aluminum. There's gonna be a little bit of resistance, which is good. So you can actually thumb screw that in. Let me grab my tool. Let me grab my tool real quick. You're not gonna want to tighten this down a tremendous amount. Really, you just kind of go till it's a little snug. You want to be able to still move this plate. When you get it to where that's at, flip it back around. Kind of try to find it where it's even. You can see your bolt here. Now you're just gonna kind of want to line it up and where you think the best is. And I think about right there. Now you can go to really whatever hole. I prefer going diagonal because then I know if these two line up, it makes it a lot easier. So that's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pencil again, just put my pencil down into this hole here. I just start spinning it and just hold your plate firmly because you don't want it to move. Once it's spun, then you're gonna flip it back over. Take your bolt out. Once that bolt's out, take the plate off. Now you can see where your next hole is right here. There's a little mark right there. You're gonna take your drill again. Flip it over, you got your two bolts in here. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna mark these two holes. Now you can mark both of these holes because the plate should be in place to where it's gonna be. So I'm gonna mark both of these again. You're gonna that one and that one. Mark those holes. You're gonna take the plate off again. I'll speed up through this. There you go, guys. That has all the holes in it. Now you're gonna take your plate. You take a plate here, kind of look at it and go, okay. You're gonna look at it and go, okay, well, I did a good job, or well, I got one a little off. And it's okay if one's a little off. You just take your drill and kind of make it a little bigger. But I'll finish doing this out and I'll speed. That legitly, all I'm doing is spinning it with the tip of my fingers till it's just snug, and that's good. You don't need to over tighten them. Again, just snug. That's all it needs to be. All right, guys. So there's the mount right there. I went through the video. I hope it cleared things up a little bit. It really is. It isn't too hard to do. Again, if it's a little crooked, that's okay. It'll still work the same. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is gonna, and again, it makes a great addition to your Hobie kayak. Mounts on there, you can take it on and off really easy. You can fold it down into, you can even fold it down into this position to where you're cranking it like this as well. You can fold it up. You can fold it on the outside of your boat. You can put it on the inside of your boat. It's great for throwing it up. Put it in there. Put it into your into your tackle bag, or not your tackle bag, but your storage or anything like that. It's just awesome for a quick detach. And all of our mounts that we're trying to develop, like this one, is a no drill option other than into the universal plate, but there's no drilling into the boat. And that's really what we're shooting for with all of our mounts to all these boats, is no drilling into the boat. It will eliminate a lot of the tools. You will need some tools to mount this one up, but once it's on here, it's on here. You won't have any problems, and this is how it looks. And I'll show you some pictures as well. I'll pop some pictures up on the screen on how they look onto the boat. But yeah, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, we're developing more and more mounts every day. We have a lot of other different products in the forecast that we're doing. This is kind of one we've had out for about a year now, but it's been a demand to get the video on how to mount it and really properly do it in a video. I hope it wasn't a little too long. I hope I talk a little fast in the video, so I try to slow things down as much as possible. But thank you for watching. If you did like it, like and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be doing more stuff. I'm gonna try to put more fishing content out as well. And I appreciate all the support, guys, and I hope everybody is very safe on the water, and we'll see you soon. Peace.